and welcome to this session today at DynamicsCon 2022. I'm extremely proud to be a platinum sponsor of this event. I think DynamicsCon, you do an amazing job putting these events together, be it virtual or in person. We're here to support all the way, as you very well know, so keep up the amazing work. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. The speaker lineup just keeps getting better, so I'm always proud to be part of that. So a huge thank you. As for my session today, everyone, I'm going to be talking around how you can maximize your opportunity as a Microsoft partner moving forward with new commerce experience. I am going to spend a little bit of time, just a bit of a recap as to what new commerce experiences is, what that means for you as a partner, what it means for the customer. But I want to spend this session really focusing on how you can thrive, how you can move forward, and how you can continue to grow and develop your practice and make the most of the opportunity that it represents. And I'm also going to highlight a key opportunity that is here and now when it comes to new commerce experience that nobody seems to be talking about. So we've got that to look forward to. And I'm going to talk around how I can enable you with these opportunities. As for who I am, well, simply put, that's right. Hello, everyone. If you haven't seen me before, my name is Mathew Batterbee. I am the global head of business applications here at Ingram Micro Cloud. You can contact me. My details are on screen now. So we've got my Twitter handle at D365Matt, as well as my LinkedIn. I'm not too hard to find on LinkedIn. I am the only Mathew Batterbee, Mathew spelled with one T. So I'm not too difficult to find, as well as being the global head of business applications at Ingram Micro Cloud. I also do a lot of work with IMCP, so the International Association of Microsoft Channel Partners, when it comes to diversity and inclusion. I'm on the executive board for the UK and EMEA, and beginning to head up the EMEA virtual chapter as well. So a lot going on, very busy, but I'm so happy to be here and presenting for DynamicsCon as always, and hopefully long may it continue. So let's get down into it when it comes to the agenda today. Now, this is, NCE is almost being seen as the villain, and I want to kind of strip that away, get rid of that. It's not the Green Goblin. Let's show NCE some love, okay? So what we're going to do is talk through just making sure you know the facts. And by facts, I just mean some key dates, and I think it's good to do a refresher of these because the dates keep changing. NCE is evolving already, and it will continue to evolve. We're continuing to give feedback back to Microsoft. I'm on calls, and a number of times a week, talking around new commerce experience, gathering that feedback and giving that back to Microsoft as well as asking some questions that aren't covered in FAQ guides and things like that. So again, you've seen my contact details. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. So we're going to make sure you know the facts. We're also going to take a look at what the opportunity is for you as Microsoft partners, how you can best move forward. And the important one is knowing where to find support, because again, it's evolving all the time. This is why, Microsoft haven't, for example, done a certification around new commerce experience. It's evolving so fast. It's really hard to do. You all know, if you're in the Dynamics ecosystem and you do, CRM fundamentals, this time next year, that's an old exam, doesn't exist anymore. It will have evolved, and NCE is evolving very quickly. So it's really hard to do that. What we're trying to do at Ingram is just make sure our reps know where the useful links are, like partner center announcements, new commerce experience announcements pages, those kind of things, keeping our NCE website up to date to make sure we've got the factual information to give partners, and that's what I'm going to do today. So as we go into this deck, just going to call out some key dates. So first one I'm going to call out is the discount that is now available. So I will talk through what this means, monthly, annual. If you're unfamiliar with that, I will talk about that shortly. But monthly discount to the annual price, and what this means is, for those that maybe don't know, with the true monthly term subscription, there is a 20% price premium. This takes that away. up until June 30th, 2022. So then as of July, it'd be the full cost. But there's a good discount there in those first few months when moving to NCE. And also for the annual term subscription, that is a 5% discount. What that means is that's a 5% discount for the entire year, that entire term. So the 12-month term subscription, it locks that price in for that term. So that is running up until the 31st of March. So again, if you want to migrate your customers over to NCE, and let's say you take that annual option, by doing it before March the 31st, you're going to be enabling your customers to lock in a reduced price for a lot longer. So, you know, a nice incentive there to move over. New subscriptions must be transacted through New Commerce Experience. That starts on March the 10th. As of March the 10th, anything new must go through NCE, and what we're calling legacy CSP is gone. So everything will go through New Commerce Experience. So March 10th, you really need to get your head around, you know, the changes, what that means, how you can approach your customers, and how you can, you know, move forward, which hopefully I'm going to help you with today. As of July the 1st, all renewals must go through New Commerce Experience as well. So there is some flexibility on renewals up until that date, but starting July 1st, all renewals must go through New Commerce. And then the forced transition date. So when everything, regardless of renewal or net new, whatever, everything that's in legacy CSP will have to be moved to New Commerce Experience by July 1, 2023. So that's the date there to keep in mind. Although what I will say is have the date the 31st of December 2022 in mind, because after that date, you'll only be incentivized for what is in New Commerce Experience. So all of a sudden your incentives, if you've got most of your CSP in legacy CSP and not in NCE, you will lose all the incentives on that as well. So it's just something to be aware of. I would almost have in my mind that my forced transition date as a partner is the 31st of December, only so I keep the Microsoft incentives. That's something that I'm talking about. So I just wanted to put that across as well. It's a key date to remember. So they're the key dates of NCE. And then for any partners out there transacting modern work as well, I know this is more of a Dynamics and Power Platform event, but starting March 1st, there is that price increase as well for modern work. So just be aware of that. And again, transitioning prior to that date means that customers will actually lock in the discounted price that I talked about at the beginning, that 5% for the annual, and they'll almost skip the price increase for the 12-month term as well. So there's some great advantages of moving to NCE earlier rather than later. So they're just some of the key dates. There have been changes to these dates. So, you know, even go live, for example, we went live January 2022. The initial go live date was October 14. Now we at Ingram Micro Cloud were able to go live October 14th before general availability. We made it so, but, you know, Microsoft pushed that date back. So some of these dates have already been pushed back. In my mind, maybe that means, you know, they won't get pushed back any further, but we'll treat it like they won't. But it's just to make you aware that sometimes these dates are changing. So, you know, that's why this is an ever evolving thing. Okay, and yeah, so just to really reiterate those NCE promotions that I mentioned. So for the annual, this bottom one here, 5% discount. So that ends on March 31st. What that means is get the orders in before March 31st and the 5% discount applies for the entire 12-month term. It doesn't mean that after that date, the price goes up or anything like that for those that are already in their term. That's one of the great things about New Commerce Experience, locking in that price protection for 12 months. And the monthly term, it's discounted to the annual price. There's that 20% premium essentially gone, and it brings that price down. That ends on June 30th. So the eligibility criteria for these. So both promos are eligible for subscriptions up to 2,400 seats, excludes Windows 365 monthly only, and the promotion applies to commercial SKUs only as well. New Commerce Promotions supports only new subscriptions and renewal events. Okay. If we just skip on to the next slide. Okay. Now, we have looked at a bit of a best, better, good approach when it comes to new commerce experience. And this comes down to when those price increases happen. So it's just trying to keep in mind those things of how you can best support customers moving forward and how you can lock in some prices. So obviously, the price increase affects modern work, and some of you partners may not even do modern work. It's obviously more Dynamics and Power Platform. But in terms of that, any customers that are on modern work, again, that migration prior to those dates for the price increase, really impactful to a customer and really adding a lot of value to them as well. And then you've got the kind of better approach is essentially getting the migration over to NCE before the end of the annual 5% discount ends, because again, you're locking in that price. And that is for Dynamics and Power Platform as well. That 5% discount applies to all seat-based licenses. So moving that over, doing that annual subscription, it locks the customer in with you for 12 months, but also locks their price in as well. So a great offer for them. The good option is the monthly promotion. The reason that's a good option is because once that promo ends on June 30th, that is no more. The 20% price premium is that price locked in for a monthly term subscription is only a month. So it's just important to be aware of that as well. So they're just some of the good, better, best approaches in terms of transacting new commerce experience. We can support you, Ingram Micro Cloud. We've got hundreds of NCE champions, we're calling them, around the world. And we have a Center of Excellence Teams chat set up so that we can support one another with best practices and best supporting our partners as well. So do feel free to reach out. I'll show you that website towards the end of the presentation as well. I want to show you some more other useful Microsoft resources that will help you be the masters of NCE. When it comes to the new subscriptions, though, I just want to do a bit of a highlight really as to what this looks like. And the reason I'm going to start off with the bottom one. So the reason there is this square around this is I want to make it really clear that essentially the annual and the 36-month subscriptions are what is available today in CSP, or NCE's live now. So legacy CSP, it was annual subscriptions and 36-month subscriptions. Yes, they were billed monthly. If you wanted, you could bill up front as well, or annually. But these are the terms. So when I'm saying this is because sometimes people are comparing the monthly subscription there to what was already available in CSP, and that's not the right thing to do. The true monthly term subscription did not exist in legacy CSP. The other two did, so you can compare those. And essentially for the annual and the 36 months, I can cover these off fairly quickly because I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this by now. But actually, the main thing here is the 72-hour cancellation period, which applies to monthly as well. They're basically up to 24 hours. You can cancel for a full refund. 24 to 72 hours. It's a case of a prorated refund, and then after 72 hours, there is no cancellation. You are locked in for that term, be it a month, 12 months, or 36 months, which does lock in the price. It locks the customer with the partner. So there are a lot of benefits to that, but obviously I know that there's risk involved in that as well, and I'd be very silly not to even raise that on this webinar. I understand the risk, and Microsoft are also putting recommendations in place around credit checks and things like that as well. So be aware of those. And again, I'm going to show you where to find this sort of information as well. What I'm going to talk about with the monthly subscription, this enables more flexibility. So you're paying that 20% price premium for more flexibility. And that's something key to remember as well. It's like, for example, booking a hotel room. I'm sure we've all done it. I use a website, booking.com, and I did have examples of this on slides as well, where you book the same hotel, same weekend, same everything, same room. But if you want free cancellation and say, let's say no prepayment, you end up paying about 24% more for the room. And then if you want, no cancellation, and you pay up front, it's, like I say, 24% cheaper. you're paying more for the added flexibility. You could cancel that hotel room up until the day, whereas with the no cancellation, you're locked in. Whether you go or not, you've paid. So the hotel's happy, so they'll do it at a cheaper rate because they've got their money. And that's essentially what's happening here. You're paying more, that 20% extra for added flexibility, being able to increase and decrease the seats on a monthly basis. Decrease being the more what you're paying for that flexibility for. You can increase on the annual and the 36 months. You can upgrade, but you just can't downgrade, and you cannot decrease the seats. The price is only locked in for 1 month, so if there was a price increase, you're impacted by that as well. And again, like I say, with the true monthly term subscription, it's brand new to new commerce experience. So again, it can't be compared to legacy CSP. I know a lot of people are, and I understand that, because with the annual and the 36 month that you had in legacy CSP, you could cancel at any time. You could essentially do what you wanted in a way. But the problem with that is it does nothing to support partners in actually growing their business and retaining their business and adding value to their customers. So being able to lock in that subscription for 12 months, let's use the annual as the example, that's 12 months that you've got with a partner to add value, to really support them, help them grow their business through technology, add more solutions, add so much value that they are not going anywhere after that 12-month period as well. So you can really focus on growing your business and maintaining your business as well. So there's so many advantages of the cancellation period, as well as I understand the risk. The question that always comes up is, what happens if a customer goes bankrupt and things like that? And I fully understand that. For me, I wouldn't focus on that. I would focus on, how can you make the most of this opportunity, because it's happening. So on that topic as well, I'm going to talk through how you can smash the opportunity as we move forward with new commerce experience as well. So let's just have a look at the NCE opportunity that seems to be the biggest point of conversation at the moment. That's it. Moving the same licenses from A to B. This is what I think of that as the focus. Hulk! Smash! That's right. Thanks, Hulk. You need to be looking at the bigger picture as a partner. You need to be adding value to your customers. Typically what I'm seeing a lot of is, let's say, for example, a customer's using Microsoft Business Basic. They got 10 licenses. Why, when they move to NCE, does it have to be 10 licenses Business Basic? It doesn't have to be. There's a bigger opportunity out there, a huge opportunity, in fact, to have a cross-sell conversation with those customers. You don't even need to call it a cross-sell conversation. You're going to be having a conversation with your customers around licensing anyway, because you need to understand, do they want the monthly term or the annual term? And maybe the 36-month term, what do they want? Do they want flexibility? Do they want some on the annual term, some on the monthly, just so they've got that flexibility of a few licenses, maybe due to seasonality or something like that? What you need to be really getting support with as a partner is making sure you can have that conversation. Now, just as examples, you do have the programs in front of you that we have at Ingram Micro Cloud to support partners to go and have that all cloud conversation, to actually go to market with all these clouds really easy and really grow your practice and really expand what you're doing for your customers. As I say, if you lock that customer in for 12 months, that's 12 months to add so much value that they're not going anywhere. So we've got our Azure Accelerate, Modern Work Accelerate, Dynamics and Power Platform Accelerate, and our ISV Activate. So regardless of what you're doing today, we've got programs that can help you build on what you're doing or add to what you are doing. So the key message here is go and talk to your customers, uncover those new opportunities, and add more value. That really is the key message here. I would encourage every partner as part of their NCE transition to complete customer reviews. Now, we are actually in the process. We have a battle card created for partners to use to go and have that conversation. So it starts off very, talking around the NCE licensing, make sure we get that right, because that's important. We want to make sure the customer is happy with the licensing that they've chose and what term that means. But also, again, like I say, just because if they're using X licensing today, doesn't mean they're going to use the same when they move to NCE. There could be an opportunity for an upgrade. There could be an opportunity for cross-sell and upsell, and even just in the Dynamics landscape, just because a customer is using Dynamics 365 sales, and that's it. What's stopping them? Why aren't they using customer service? Maybe they need a finance solution, Business Central. What are they using? And what other solutions are they using? What's their growth plan over the next 5 years? Is their technology holding them back? What do they do for cloud storage, collaboration, security? So many conversations that we can have around this as part of that customer review to really open up those opportunities. And bringing those, if it's something that you can't deliver on, bringing those to Ingram Micro Cloud, we can enable you to deliver on that and add that value to your customers. So I really just want to make sure that everyone is moving forward in a super way, just like the new Captain America. And I want to just really highlight the key opportunity with new commerce experience and how Microsoft are really positioning this as the best way to make the most of the opportunity with new commerce experience. And that is if you are a partner that is playing in all 4 of these areas: advise, sell, build, and manage. You really need to be playing in all 4 areas to be making the most of the opportunity with Microsoft moving forward. And the new commerce experience does actually make it better for partners that are playing in all 4 areas. So regardless of the buying motion that the end customer takes, even if it's self-serve or enterprise agreement, you as a partner could be the best route for them to help, the best partner for them to help them with their technology. And Microsoft will encourage that. So if you're playing in all 4 of these areas, you can add value to customers regardless of if they're buying from you, enterprise agreement, another partner, or self-serve. And we at Ingram Micro Cloud, we can support you as partners really going to market and making the most of the opportunity. If you're not playing in all 4 of those areas, we can help you get there, that's for sure. Advising, it's all about helping your customers envision new solutions and the new opportunities with them as they take on their digital transformation journey. This could be helping them with their total cost of ownership assessment for cloud migration, or understanding the value of Dynamics 365, what that could bring to them and their business, seamless integration to Microsoft 365, just those as an example. But that goes back to the conversation I've just said about that customer review as part of the NCE transition conversation as well, that whole advisory piece right there. Selling, I'm pretty sure I don't have to explain that one. Building, Microsoft has never made it so good for partners to be building their own IP. Programs like ISV Connect, Cloud Enablement Desk, and the consultative services that are available, enabling partners to build and go to market with their own IP, as well as build bespoke solutions for customers. And again, with NCE, there's more opportunity for you to go to market with your solutions regardless of the customer's buying motion. Your IP could be what's going to really add value to their technology investments. And Microsoft, again, are encouraging that. And then managing, it's all about providing the ongoing support, onboarding new users, new services, land and expand. And that, again, take it back to that customer review. You can get started now, having those conversations, understanding what's missing from your customers' technology investments, or where have they maybe invested wrong. I'm not going to name any solutions out there, but if it's not Dynamics, they've invested wrong. So as I said, there's so many programs, tools, resources, people out there that can really help you make the most of the opportunity moving forward. So it's all about what you can do, and I'd encourage that. And really move forward with this opportunity. It's not about getting stuck behind with, what is NCE and how am I going to have this conversation? Again, we at Ingram Micro Cloud, we've built end customer marketing for partners to use, battle cards. We're doing webinars every month. There's a lot going on to keep you as up to date as possible with new commerce experience. So let's concern yourselves with as partners into actually adding value to your customers now. So when it comes to actually gaining that support, You do not have to be the world's greatest detective to find the best support for NCE. So I'm just going to show you some slides, and I will even show you some of the pages as well, just so you can have a look for yourself. As I say, we've created some end-to-end readiness at Ingram Micro Cloud. So again, we've got our global NCE landing page. We're doing monthly webinars across different time zones. So feel free to register for those. The majority of them are on LinkedIn Live, so you can join anytime. And the emails, blogs, socials, we're putting a lot out there to make sure you're as up to date as possible. There's the Microsoft assets, and this is a big one, and I'm going to show these shortly. But again, making sure that you're as up to date as possible, make sure you know where those assets are. That's going to be really important. I actually did a video on LinkedIn to show how to use the assets as well, so feel free to check that out. Feel free to connect with me. And again, you don't even have to be an Ingram partner, but we're putting out content just to make sure it's honest, quality content that keeps you up to date on NCE. So feel free to follow along. The Ingram Micro Cloud, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Feel free to check those out. Give them a like, give them a follow, and follow along as we do NCE all together. Now, just some of the resources that I mentioned. So Partner Center announcements, this is a great one. You go into the February, you can see the latest ones. You've got the different articles here. And if you want to go back, you can do nice and easy as well. New commerce experience announcements. This is fantastic area for downloading content, collateral, as well as just seeing blogs and those sorts of things also that Microsoft are putting out. So some really, really good assets in here that you can download. So again, make sure you know about that. Two resources definitely have in your back pocket. One is the FAQ guide for NCE that Microsoft have put out, and you can get that from here. And if you struggle to find anything, I'm happy to share these documents with you. So just drop me a message and I'll make sure you get them. And then the next one, again, really important to have, is the operating guide for the new commerce experience as well. Because again, sometimes, if I'm asked the question around NCE, Control F, have a look in one of these two documents. And if I don't find the answer, then I do escalate it to Microsoft. But 9 times out of 10, I get the answer from here. So definitely important to know about those two documents. And then the last thing, as I say, feel free to check out our NCE website. There's no obligation to be an Ingram partner or anything like that. Let us help you if you need that support. We have our Channel Talk webinars that you can register for. You can watch the previous ones back on demand as well. We've got pre-built assets for you to use with customers in our go-to-market hub that is for partners. And then also, different resources that you can download. There's a contact us page. So Brianna Lau and I are leading this globally for Ingram Micro Cloud. But if you go into here, NCE champions, you will see we have champions all over the world that you can reach out to by the click of a button and send them an email, ask them a question if they are local to you. So there's loads of stuff that you can do to stay up to date. Like I say, there's no obligation to be an Ingram partner or anything like that. But knowing about these two documents and knowing who to contact, feel free to connect me, like I say, on LinkedIn, follow me on Twitter, and I'll keep you as up to date as possible. So that is my session. Hopefully you've learned a little something around NCE. If there was any questions that you did have around NCE, feel free to ask me those. And again, hopefully you've thought about that opportunity moving forward, how you as a partner can capitalize on this opportunity, because that's what's important now. It's important that you as a partner, you can add as much value to your business as possible by adding as much value to your customers' businesses as possible as well. And if you need that support along the way, feel free to reach out. We're always happy to do it. And as you've seen, we've got the programs in place to enable you as well. Anyway, huge thank you to DynamicsCon. Again, always put on such a fantastic event. I'm always happy to be a part of it. So Liz, Molly, everyone involved, just a huge well done on putting on such a fantastic event as well. I'm looking forward to seeing you all soon at an in-person event. And yeah, everyone watching this, thank you for joining me. Again, feel free to reach out and enjoy the rest of DynamicsCon, although I'm sure you will, because the speakers are absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.